Hey there, how are you doing? Glad you could show up here. Wanted to just take a minute and show how a beginner can use a screener to find stocks that would work for them. So I'm glad you're here. I'm not a professional YouTuber, so I'm just going to share some information with you and hopefully you get some value out of it. So the first thing in the Trading 101 free tips, I suggest that you come down here, somewhere down on the bottom here, and go to finviz.com. So if you want to click over to Finviz, let's get there. Finviz.com is free. I think they have a priced program, but I'm not sure. I've never done it, never tried it, just always used the free one. So I'm going to take a minute and go through their screener, which is right here. So this is their homepage. Let me just run through this with you. This gives you a lot of the market's top gainers, stocks with new highs, some with unusual volume. Those are the ones that stick out, jump up 60%, pretty good day, or drop really big. And then top losers. So just some general information. These are different types of channel charts and trend lines and all kinds of information. Even gives you the oil. And then here are some major news, usually the ones that are moving pretty big with earnings going on. So let's come up to the top. I'm just going to go through the screener with you, show you how that works. Now, typically what I do, and I'll kind of interject some ideas for you as a beginner to take a look at and think about of why you would want this type of stock. So as you can see right here, there's 7,000 plus stocks that are listed just in general as on Finviz. That's what they see. So let's just do the USA and see how far that drops down. Dropped down about 1,000 stocks. So these are just US stocks. And the next one we're going to do is volume. And current volume, we want to stick to over 1 million. Okay, there's a lot of reasons for it. The simplest reason is you need movement. You need the stock to move. So if people aren't buying it, enough people aren't buying it, then you're not going to have a big enough range for the day to get through some pennies and nickels and dimes for that stock to move. So the other piece that we can look at is the industry. All right, there's sectors, which are basic. These are all different types of sectors that you can do. All right, for this example, this is a great piece to look through. And down here, down here, okay, the only one we've done is USA and 1 million. We're down to 1,500 stocks from the 7,600. Okay, so the sector is healthcare or financial, technology. There's all kinds of different sectors. And then the industry is, break it down into, here's airlines, electronic equipment, mortgage, biotech. All right, and there's a lot of them. Here are the industries. This goes through all of the industries for you, and you can sort them out. If you've got an inkling for something, go in there, see which ones jump out for you. So for now, we're doing US stocks over 1 million. And I'm going to do the airlines. And so the airlines are listed under major airlines right there. And this is under the descriptive piece. All right. So that took us down to 5 stocks. Pretty good piece right there. We've only done airlines over 1 million in volume and the US stocks. So let's take out airlines and see where we're at. Just go with any. 1,500. Let's do some technical. So we have descriptive. We have fundamental. There's 3 tabs across the top here. Fundamental is the P&E, price, debt, insider ownership. So you could say how much debt do you want to have? How much debt are you willing to allow the company to have? Return on assets. I've never used these, honestly, because I don't do fundamental. I always do technical. And technical is just following the charts rather than having to think. We think that Facebook is going to go up, or we think that Facebook is going to go down. But we don't really know. The big guys have a lot more say-so in that, institutional traders. So under the technical, what I want in today's market, May of 2020, during the virus, what I'm going to want is a week that they had that was up. Let's just say up in general. And the second performance, we're down to 1,300 stocks here. The second performance is I want year to date. I want them way down. So the free version obviously has lots of ads. Year to date. Here we go. I want them down pretty big. So down at least 50%. The other thing that I want to look at is the range. Okay, the average true range here. What this does, this helps you calculate how much money you can actually make in a day. And so the range is how much that stock moves. So if you want the stock to move 25 cents, meaning it's a $10 stock, and you want it to go to 10.25 and not more, because it could go down to 9.75. And 9.75 to 10.25, that's a 50-cent range. But if you want to get in at $10, you know that you've got about a 25-cent range from there going up. So that would be $10.25. 25 cents times 100 shares is $25. So you would need to buy 400 shares to make $100 that day if you were able to catch the entire range of that stock movement. So if you can't catch the entire range of stock movement and say you can only get 10 cents, then you would need 1,000 shares to get $100. All right. So what I like to do is I like a bigger range so that the stock moves and we can get some. So let's do over 75 cents. Let's do that. That'll take us down 100. And then the other piece that I sometimes do, that's about it. Let's go back here and do the price. So the price, we want to have a $5 to $20, let's do a $10 to $50 stock, $10 to $20 stock, okay? That took us down to 42 stocks. All right, so let's break that down. 42 stocks. We can go in here and look at all of these and see which ones we like. They're all in this price range, which is perfect. We can see which ones dropped the most. We can put them in order. They've all got plenty of volume, so it's going to move for you. You're not going to be sitting there. This one might be pretty boring, but again, 8% is a lot of movement that day, and the price is moving enough to where you can get in and get some of that. You can catch some of that. So let's take oil and gas, basic materials. So let's do the basic materials. That'll take us down to 12 stocks. All right. And so now we're limited right here. These are in our price range. They move enough during the day to get some of that. They are just right in our sector. Okay. So all of these pieces add up for you to make it a safe, maybe safe isn't the correct word, but they make it less risky. This is typically what these stocks do. They're in this industry, they are in this price range, they are moving only the amount that you said typically. So you've got a a pretty good idea. And they have the volume. They have enough volume that a lot of times when you have very little volume, sometimes it's the institutional traders that can come in and swoop, 50 cents of the orders that are in. So you might go from $10 all the way down to $9.50 in, just like that in 1 second, because they said, well, we want these, or somebody put an order in for these, whatever the case. If it's very slow moving, it doesn't have to go through a lot of orders. It can just come in and wipe everybody out. And that's when those real quick drops happen, or real quick jumps. Somebody bought a whole bunch, and that's an institutional trader. And you don't want to be stuck in something like that, because you just never know when that's going to happen. So if you've got 1 million shares, it's not going to happen all at once with a $10 to $20 stock. Okay, they can move quickly, but your typical range helps with that. All right, so let's move on. We've got all of our criteria set. This is the screeners. I've got only just 7 criteria to set up for me to get down to these 12 basic materials. A lot of them are in the oil and gas industry. And I'm going to go to the charts, all right here. So you can click on any of these. It'll tell you what they are. I use the charts. The charts draw the lines for you, and they show you where they are in their rotation. So I like to find some that are a little closer down. All right, we want to catch this bounce. We missed this one, so I'm going to X that one out. This one has, leaped down. All right, and it's starting to reach up into this gap. So this one would be a good one to look at. You could go and do some research on Oxy and see if they have any other issues besides being in oil right now. But typically they come and fill this gap. So it could get back up here to 26. Looks like it's down here at 16. Might take it a few days, a couple weeks, whatever the case. And this is how you can screen and find some really good pieces of the puzzle to get to, all within your price range. All right, that's the beauty of it. That's it for now. Well, let me show you one more quick thing real quick. Let's see, Oxy. Let's take a look at Oxy on a chart. This is on an hourly chart. Here's March, January, February, March. It has made a bounce from its low of 8. Let's see down here, we're down to $8 or $9. It's up here at 16. Okay, so it's had a pretty good run over this past part of the market drop here. So if we zoom in a little more, it's looking pretty good. We have a nice uptrend over the past few days. Okay, see if it can hold that. But that looks pretty darn good. Even if we move it up to here, let's keep it back here. All right, the other piece you can look at, zoom out a little bit. So we've got that gap. Just showing you, walking you through this, so you get an idea what I do, what I look at. The gap's way up here. It's got room to go to there. Oops. It's got room, but it's up here at this resistance. What I mean by resistance is it tried to get up through there again, tried to get up through there again. Now it's got it this time right up through there again. So this is a nice wedge, right? See that wedge that's happening between the blue lines? It's going to come right into here and decide what to do. It's either going to drop back down again, or it's going to leap over the line, make a new high for the last few days or weeks, whatever that is. March 6th. Okay, it's going to leap over this, try to get up here into the new highs, hang out, rumble around, all right, and then it can move forward, and that would be up here to 26. If not, it can easily come up here This is a little more than I wanted to show you, but we're getting into chart. Okay, oops. And then we can do something like that. So it has to get through this support line, climb up here, and then come down to, sorry, go through the resistance line, come down to support, and then it can move on. That's it for now. That's our screener for stocks and how we find them. It's only one strategy. It's one tiny piece of the giant ocean out there of ways to find stocks. This is one way. Appreciate you stopping by. Thanks, and go check out my other video. All right.